the Mercedes on pole position. Raffaele Marciello, the championship-winning Audi, alongside Dries van Thor and Charles Weerts. They rumble their way up towards the timing line on instruction. The lights will change to green. We go racing, and a really keen start there. Look for the Porsche in the background. Christian Engelhardt is on his toes. 3-4 wide. People trying to gain ground. People trying to gain visibility as well as they hammer down towards the first corner. Look back. Marciello has got the lead. Van Thor has been mugged as they dive down to the first corner. Nikolai Scheergaard goes second, and a good start also there by Patrick Niederhauser to go third. Looking back from Marciello's Mercedes, he leads. Niederhauser there behind in second place, but where is Scheergaard in the McLaren? He's up the inside line. The Mercedes leads, and everybody else is trying to be second, but it's Niederhauser who just gets ahead. Van Thor goes back up to third. Scheergaard fourth as they come through turn 4, and drama so far is averted.
Managed to get through the first 3 corners without any incident whatsoever, but very close. Everybody being probably more cautious than they anticipated they would be. But Raffaele Marciello's had that dream start. He's got clear visibility, and behind it's a battle of the Audis. Oh, well, there's one of the Ferraris. That
21, yeah. So that's the Delacour Sprazioli Ferrari. It's had a drama, and he's heading to the pit lane, potentially Cedric Sprazioli at the wheel of it. Marciello leads then as they come here through turn 8. And you can see they're still squabbling behind. Drivers looking for the grip. And sometimes, John, isn't there a little bit more grip on the outside of the line? The leader across the line, Raffaele Marciello, at the end of lap 2, the first racing lap. He is getting away then from Patrick Niederhauser. He's nearly 2 seconds to the good already.
Yeah, now it's easy-ish for Marciello. He had a great start, got into turn 1 and cleared off. So all he has to do is focus on what he needs to do to stay ahead and pull forward, while all the others essentially are having a battle. Dries van Thor has actually managed to pull a little bit down the inside. The Porsche and the Audi, well, Porsche's made it work.
That was Klaus Battler, but he got his elbows out and he's gone through. And also, look, here comes Christopher Mies to get up alongside the Audi as well. So Mathieu Drudy there loses out. The Audi couldn't quite find a way through. Now to the outside line dives Vincent Abril, looking to buy into this as well. Benjamin Goethe's Gulf liveried Audi is there. Look at Abril going to the outside line up towards turn 6 now. Again, hunting for traction. Being careful not to leave the door open. Tries to go all the way around the outside of Christopher Mies. Gets sideways up the curb, but it didn't work. Up towards the line they come. 48 minutes of the race to go. Marciello is now 4 seconds to the good. Second and third go through. Niederhauser and Van Thor. Then Scheergaard. Engelhardt's Porsche running 5th. Small gap back. 6th there. Dean McDonald. Pro-Am car 6th overall, and a Pro car 7th. That is Dennis Marshall.
Yeah, Dennis Marshall will be looking every which way to find a way to get around Dean McDonald. Look, you can see the way they're both moving around, one defending, one attacking. Likewise, the 56 Porsche looking to find its way to get through Klaus Battler to get past Christopher Haase. Dean McDonald, I mean, wherever he goes, he's shadowed by Dennis Marshall, and clearly, to me, the Audi is the quicker of these 2 cars. And this time manages to get up inside, but will he be out positioned up the hill? And looks like Dean McDonald's going to just about manage to hold it, but it'll be the undercut on the exit, or it's the overcut on the exit. So Dennis Marshall sweeps around the outside, takes the place away. Good clean pass, good overtaking by racing by both drivers.
The leader, by the way, Raffaele Marciello, 5 seconds to the good. Mies now is on the back of Drudy. So it's a 4-way battle pack, this. 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th places. Battler defends. Round the outside comes Mies, then tries to go all the way around the outside of Drudy. And again, a bit more grip on the outside pays dividends. So there, Raffaele Marciello is up at turn 6. Look at the lead he has pulled, which suggests perhaps that Patrick Niederhauser is holding up Dries van Thor a little. And look at the line behind him, because Scheergaard is being caught by Engelhardt and taking Dennis Marshall with him. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, all in a queue. Now again, what have teams done? We talk about tyres, but in terms of a setup, some may have gone for a wet setup, some have gone possibly for a setup that is better for the sort of intermediate, in-between conditions. And Vervish is in a fight here.
But Vervish, can he squeeze? He has. He's managed to get through. So that was just big. Well, I'm there and I'm not going to move. And the Porsche was on the outside coming into a tight or a tightish. Somebody's gone off actually in turn 8. One of the, I think it might be one of the Audis actually ran wide in turn 8. Just this group of cars following.
Yeah, it's the Gulf Audi, in fact. It was the silver leading car in the combined championship. The endurance winners, Thomas Neubauer, Benjamin Goethe's car. Benjamin Goethe at the wheel that has run wide. We can just see in the distance from where we are. But you are on board right now with Frederic Vervish then. He's still on the attack. Swoops now towards the completion of lap 12. Race leader goes through. There's Vervish then, right on the back of Mathieu Drudy. Comes off the corner. pulls the trigger now, launches the car down the pit straight. Another 2.5 minutes or so, and you can anticipate the pit window to be open on that part of the circuit. Spray hangs in the air. This was the replay then. Drudy is ahead of Vish. Backler is ahead of both of them. And as they go up towards turn 6, oof, that was Drudy getting into the back of Backler. No wonder he went out wide. That was quite a hit.
Oh, up the inside, Marshall getting slide through. Well, a little bit of a hip and shoulder, and he gets the job done.
Let's see if anybody does dive for the pit lane this time. 7th is Dean McDonald. 8th on his tail is Haase, who does come in. That's a surprise, maybe. Christopher Haase in first of all to give way to Simon Gachet.
So that's maybe one of the less likely ones. There's the Ferraris are coming in. No, it stays out. It's one of the two JP Motorsport McLarens likewise comes in as well. So it is Christopher Haase, and that's well, there the car makes its way down the pit lane.
Yeah, and the McLaren is Vincent Abril to give way to Dennis Lind. Right, so sit back and enjoy. Dennis Lind on a damp circuit, fantastic.
Monza, got 4 or 5 years ago in the rain, absolutely stellar. So in the meantime, Dennis Marshall still pursuing Shelgard.
And off he goes. Wide goes
easy overtake. Just somebody overdrove into turn 8, and there you are. A gift horse, never look her twice in the mouth.
Now look at this. So many are diving in, others dive out. So pit lane, a very busy place. Leader is in with 27 seconds, 26, 25, 24 seconds of the window to go.
So timed to perfection. Done a great job. 16.5 seconds advantage. So look at this battle. So Gachet having to come to terms with these conditions. And Olivier Panis, well, he's the one, sorry, coming to terms with the conditions. On board with Dries Van Voor, likewise comes in with, what, 7 seconds of the session before the window closes.
That was marginal, wasn't it?
That was.
There is Timur Boguslavski then, who will rejoin with a healthy advantage. Charles Weerts gets away now. So down the pit road he goes.
Well, the Mercedes pit stop was a 49.2 second pit stop. What is it for the number 2 Audi?
Number 32 Audi, 46.9, so much quicker stop again from WRT. Car Collection did a good stop for Simon Gachet as well, because they turned number 11 round in 48.3 seconds, so they've also gained some time. Now there, look, is Adrian Delina, who is up into 4th place now, having taken over from Christian Engelhardt. Behind him is Gachet, behind him is Panis, but of course now we're going to see what the gaps are in real terms between Boguslavski in the leading car, Charles Weerts in 2nd place. Peter Schotthorst takes over from Dennis Marshall in number 66.
And up the inside goes Chris Frogger, a clean and easy pass on the Ferrari, unexpectedly so.
So Miguel Ramos here in the McLaren, losing out to Christian Klein. That means we've had a change of lead in the class. Patrick Krupinski rather in Christian Klein's car. So Krupinski now leads in Pro-Am. 99 is the Alex Arca Nicholas Scherl Audi. Valentino Rossi is back into the pit lane. A dive there up the inside. Charles Weerts loses out because through on the inside line goes Simon Gachet. Now he's 32 on slicks as well. Have WRT gambled for Charles Weerts and put him onto slick tyres. It looks as though that's another car struggling for traction.
Yeah, that was again, that's a big gamble, man. They've won the championship. They can afford to take a risk because it's not going to have any effect on the overall championship positions. But it's a big ask for Charles Weerts to keep the car pointing in a straight line.
Thank you, says Adrian Delina. He goes ahead of the new champion, picks up the place.
Yeah, I mean, very straightforward and easy overtake. So that's the difference between wet tyres and slick tyres. So let's watch and see.
Yeah, well, they are. Slick tyres going on in the replay in the pit stop.
And Dries Van Voor having a look at those tyres as well to think, oh, really? Are they putting them on slicks?
That's Delina. Adrian Delina has lost it. He was in 4th place. He's not anymore. He's getting the car going again. But Adrian Delina has had a lose coming onto the pit straight. Panis has taken 1.2 seconds out of the lead in the first sector alone. Now, in fairness, without wanting to be unkind about this, we know that Boguslavski is not much yellow pace. Maybe Timur Boguslavski is just being ultra cautious. Maybe that's why his lap times are going up. But I'll grant you, that doesn't explain why Panis is going purple, 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 sector, sector, sector. And there you can see how the gaps have been coming down, how the lap times have been quicker, quicker, quicker by Panis over the last 3. And the last lap was the best of the race as the road dries. But of course, they're having to cope with a drying track on wet tyres. And it's not wet anymore, it's just greasy. Now, we've just had a fastest lap of the race done by Charles Weerts. So does that tell you that the road is dry enough for the slicks to work? And he should be 1 place higher than that by the end end of the lap. Look as he tries to make his move now up against Ezequiel Perez Companc in the Silver Cup Mercedes. Through on the inside goes the Audi. But again, Companc doing the right thing there. That's not his battle to have. So he lets the Audi go. So Aurélien Panis has got 2 corners to go on this lap. Is he going to be able to get through? This is turn 13. He's closing. The move might come down towards the turn 1 left-hander at the start of the next lap. 31 laps in the book, 3 minutes to go. We're going to get 2 more laps out of this race as a prediction. Over the line they go. Aurélien Panis does not lead by the end of the lap, but he is oh so close to the back. He's 0.3 of a second away as they dive down towards turn 1.
Yes, tries, had a look down the inside, but Boguslavski is using everything he's got. He's using the size, the physical size of the Mercedes to stop Panis getting through.
And Charles Weert's new fastest lap of 38, as now Aurélien Panis gets a bit of a squeeze to the outside line. Is there more grip round the outside? He's got to be careful not to get into contact here. Boguslavski hangs on to the race lead. Now these cars are losing 6, 7, 8 seconds a lap now to Charles Weert, who is only 14 seconds back. He's not going to get the lead in time, but he might be on the podium as again Panis here challenges right round the outside. He tries to go, coming off turn 8 into the S's now. It is when, not if, Panis gets the lead, because Boguslavski, yes, he's defending manfully, but he can't hang on for another 2 minutes, surely, with the Mercedes squirming around like this on the road. Panis to the outside, he's sideways. Does he get the drive off the corner? He gets up the curb. They're still nose to tail. Boguslavski may not be as quick, but boy, does he drive a wide car.
Well, he's doing everything he can to defend his lead, and what he's successfully managed to achieve up until now is to stem the pace that Panis has had. Now Panis is running at the lap time the Mercedes is, and that's taken away all the advantage he's enjoyed up until this point.
They're about to start the last lap, so Aurélien Panis now has 14 corners in which to get the race lead. The move might come again at the end of the pit straight, but this is where the Mercedes has the advantage. Through they go. Fastest lap of the race, Thomas Neubauer. The lead gap was 0.3 last time. It's 1/10 this time. Panis again looks to the inside. Boguslavski's Mercedes has a little slide heading down towards turn 1. Aurélien Panis has brought the gap from 25 seconds to about 25 millimetres up towards turn 2. Again, he closes right up, goes for the inside line. Is he going to be able to get off the corner ahead? He's oh so nearly sprinting up the inside. Charles Weerts is 5 seconds behind them in 3rd place. 5 seconds back is Weerts. He might get up there with them by the end of the lap.
Well, the pace he's running at, he will do, because this is being dictated to totally by Boguslavski, who's now hogging the inside into turn 5 to prevent Panis, to stop Panis getting his momentum. There you can see number 32 coming up. 32 is going to be in this race coming up to turn 14 and maybe across the start-finish line. Charles Weerts has got the advantage, the drive, the speed off turn 6, through turn 7, down into turn 8, and Charles Weerts is on course to take a victory, an unbelievable victory.
Nose to tail, Timur Boguslavski and Charles Weerts, who has come back from nowhere on these slick tyres. He gets up the inside, the door is closed, and Aurélien Panis is trying to fight back. Boguslavski still has to defend. Here comes Panis for a go on the inside. To the outside line goes Charles Weerts. It's all about grip coming off the corner. Boguslavski gives him room. Weerts goes round the outside and he leads. They're still side by side. Boguslavski fights back, but Charles Weerts has done it. Charles Weerts goes through. What a race. A delighted Vincent Voss sees Charles Weerts come back into the mix. Whoever it was that did call for the slicks is right after all. Down they turn to the last corner. Panis still can't get past Boguslavski, but Charles Weerts comes up towards the checkered flag. Boguslavski goes out wide. It's a drag race to the line. Panis finally gets ahead of him. Charles Weerts and Dries van Thor win. Second, it's a virtual dead heat as they come across the line. And second place confirmed as Aurélien Panis by 1/10 of a second. Timur Boguslavski is 3rd. We never saw that one coming as we watched 32 tumble down the order, but Charles Weerts and Dries van Thor win on a slippery Valencia circuit. Panis 2nd, Boguslavski 3rd, Gachet 4th, and there is Ezequiel Perez Companc, who wins in silver. He got ahead of Manuel Maldonado at the end of what turned out to be an extraordinary race. Let's look at the race result. Charles Weerts and Dries van Thor win. Well, that might, in a sense, from second on the grid, you might think, well, that was to be expected. It certainly doesn't tell you the whole story of what was a great second stint. Aurélien Panis and Patrick Niederhauser 2nd, and Timur Boguslavski and Raffaele Macchiello's Mercedes led every lap apart from the last one. Simon Gachet and Christopher Hauser 4th. From a class-winning Ezequiel Perez Companc and Fabian Schiller. A last lap win gives Charles Weerts and Dries van Thor a 4th Sprint Cup win and cements their championship success that they celebrated yesterday. That is the end of Fanatec GT World Challenge Europe powered by AWS Sprint Cup for 2022.